Coach, welcome back. Sixth preseason for you. How's everything going?
Everything's starting off very strong for us. We got 105 players in camp this year, a big freshman class with over 40 guys, so a little bit bigger than the past few classes. We got a lot of starters returning on both sides of the ball. Kicking game, everybody's back as well. Everybody's healthy so far, 4 days through camp too, so off to a good start. And we got to battle with the heat, but everybody else does too. Yeah, everything is going very strong so far. Energy is very good. Guys are getting better every day, and that's all you can ask for.
So 2 years ago when I was here for your camp, you were talking about just kind of building the foundation, like kind of building the, kind of getting the program, the identity and stuff. And I think last year you really kind of proved it with, the exciting win at the end against Springfield, the most wins in Liberty League play since WPI joined the Liberty League too. And I think in some ways, as you said after the interview after the game, Springfield is almost kind of a springboard going into the offseason. So is that kind of fair to say, that Springfield game and 31 tries, you finally get it, and now it's got to be something kind of hang your hat on, but say, hey, our sights are set higher because 2014 was 2014.
Yep. So the word that we used after that game was momentum, and that was everything that we talked about in the offseason with the workouts and leading into spring ball and into the summer. When the guys came back to camp, it's kind of like hit the reset button, and not that you're starting over, but you're continuing to build off of that foundation. I think we've done a great job of building up the program. We have that strong foundation in place. I think we proved it last year with some really quality wins against some quality teams. And now it just needs to get better. We want to get over the hump this year. We want to win all those close games this year. We want to be in contention for a Liberty League championship this year too. So I think all these things are possible with the group that we have, and we have great depth too. In years past, it was one of those things where if somebody got injured, there was a big drop off to the backup, and now the ones and twos are just they're pretty much interchangeable at a lot of positions, which gives us a lot of flexibility with the things that we do, and just not necessarily relying on just one guy. He gets hurt. All right, we're not as good as at that position, so we're climbing in the right direction. We just got to keep moving.
You have a new offensive coordinator this year, but he's got some really good experience, again, coming over from Coach Lander's system over in Mount Ida, and obviously being under Coach Danoon too. How's that kind of transition going, and what have you noticed so far? Again, it's only been a couple of days, but how's that been with the offense?
Yeah, Neil Hitchin, our offensive coordinator, when I was the head coach down at Salve, he was my offensive coordinator for a couple of years too. So, we worked together in the past, and we had some record-setting offenses down there, and he brings a tremendous amount of energy, a tremendous amount of organization to the offense, and I think the best thing about what he does in this offseason was challenging himself to put an offense in that is built around the talent that we have, and not just saying, hey, let's plug in the pieces to what we do, but really building it around our strengths as a team up front, the size that we have, the quickness that we have, the depth and the number of receivers that can play, a quarterback who's returning, who's great at execution, and just kind of building the offense around that too. So again, it's seamless. Having Neil here, he's done a great job, and I think he's a perfect fit for what we want to do. When I ask him to tell our philosophy of offense, it is imposing our physical will on an opposing defense, and that's it. And he does a great job of backing it up with the things that we're doing.
On defense, I want to kind of ask you about kind of the defensive line. I know you have one returner back, but you got, some strong returners in your linebackers and your secondary too. Have you noticed maybe some of the, kind of how the defense has really come along? And last year, your defense in a lot of statistical categories was up there with Hobart and St. Lawrence. So that's also got to be, as you mentioned, momentum too.
Yep, absolutely. And the nice thing is, coming into camp, you don't have to spend a lot of time going through the basics. Obviously you hit everything, especially for the younger guys, but you can move ahead a little bit faster when you have experience coming back. So the back 8 guys, all of them working with our ones right now, have started games for us in the past. Defensive line, a couple of guys got a couple of spot starts, so that's a little bit different. That's more of a youth movement where the 2 deep includes some freshmen. But second and third levels, watching those guys, and just the first Skelly against the offense, the first team run period against the offense, they're moving like veterans, and that's great. And the other thing that does, it brings the freshmen along quicker, because they're going to take a look and they're going to see that this is the way that we do things here. This is the speed at which we do things here. These are the reactions that I need to do. So they have great experience to kind of model that behavior after, and that's going to bring even those guys on the back end further along quicker this year, and we fully expect our defense to continue to get better.
The do have to ask you here, Coach. I mean, 40 freshmen, that's got to be really an exciting feeling for you. I mean, kind of, have you had a chance, at least, I don't know if coaches are able to kind of step back and kind of look at, like, the whole picture, but every year, just the way this program continues to evolve and get bigger and bigger and stronger, that's got to be exciting, though, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, when you walk into the barn, do you want mules or do you want thoroughbreds? I think the nice thing is we got a lot of thoroughbreds, you know, in the stable right now, and we're very, very deep at skill positions too. And in addition to that, despite having depth with the upperclassmen, we have probably 3 or 4 freshmen after day 3 that have cracked the 2 deep for us too. So we're also recruiting high-level seniors from high school that are ready to make this jump and ready to play college football now, which for our staff, I mean, I commend our staff. They do a phenomenal job. This is a special place. It's a unique place. You have to work at finding the right young man for it, and we've really done a great job of, you know, finding those young men and keeping those young men. We had 24 freshmen last year. Every single one of those guys is back here with us. Our retention was 100%. That's unheard of at Division III college football. So we're targeting the right young men. We're getting them to want to be at WPI. We're getting them, and we're working hard to keep them here.